Welcome to the Tom Bernard Podcast with
Alex Brant-Bernard Rasmussen.
Andy Brant-Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
You know, so Catherine wasn't here to get in the way.
Get
To wreck
in
the intro.
way.
Well, you two are always arguing with her. We're ready to go, Mom, but she's not. She's working hard though on the move. It's going to be 3 weeks. Going to be pretty interesting. There's no doubt about that.
I can't wait to see your new studio.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks it'll be the new studio. That's exactly right. So
Yep,
it'll all work
on,
out.
let's see, that would be the 11th. We will hopefully be coming at you from a brand new studio with a whole new setup and everything.
Coming at
That's
you,
exciting.
man.
Yep, single camera setup. I think it'll look better.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So new.
Okay, Tom, I thought of you this weekend.
Okay.
I was watching a show on Netflix, and all I could think about the whole time is Tom would hate this show so much.
Really?
Yes, so it's called The Hunting Wives. And
Hunting
have you
Wives.
heard of
you
it,
mentioned
Alex?
that. You mentioned it before, and it has what's-her-face in it.
It has Brittany Snow,
Brittany Snow is who I was
and
thinking, yeah.
Malin Ackerman in it. And it's a very like soapy, rich people type of show with a murder mystery, kind of like everything that's out there right now, because there's a lot of books that are getting adapted into TV shows. And within the first 5 minutes, we see boobs. And within like, I don't know, maybe episode 4, there was a Tom Bernard Wiener alert. And I thought, yeah. And I was like,
There was a
I'm never
what?
recommending this show.
Tom Bernard
There's
Wiener
a
alert.
Tom Bernard Wiener alert.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You are very sensitive to seeing
Wieners.
wieners on
That's like
screen.
the thing, is every single show is like that now, especially on the first episode of every single show.
What, they got to show
Yeah.
packages?
Yep.
And it was a sizable wiener. I don't know if they put one on him or if it was his own wiener, but it was like, you guys, I'm so sorry to say this, but it was like flopping around, and
You're like,
I had to rewind it because I was like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Yes, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Because
Yeah.
oftentimes they'll put a prosthetic on the actor now because
Oh,
actors
yeah.
don't want,
Right.
which makes sense. And I think they made a mention of the size of the wiener. So I have a feeling maybe it was
Might
a
have been for
prosthetic
story
wiener.
purposes.
Yeah, there was like a story part to it, not significant by any means. It was a little gratuitous, but there's a lot of boobs going on. And I was thinking that this actually made me feel like in the 90s, early 2000s, like when Cinemax was called Skinemax.
Skinemax,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Soft core porn, it felt a little bit like that. And I'm not usually one who goes, oh my gosh, like what is happening here? But it did feel a little bit like that. I thought the storyline started out really strong because there is a murder mystery element to it. And then all of a sudden it went in 16 directions. And I did binge watch it. It's 8 episodes. And I thought, what the heck? And it was kind of messy by the end. They're definitely getting a season 2. I will probably hate watch it, but Tom Bernard, do not watch it. It's called The Hunting Wives.
Hunting Wives.
I do
Okay,
like
there you
murder
go.
mystery things, but this sounds like something that it's just. I hate when you watch a show and you're just like, okay, I
Right.
get it. Like, with the either the sex or the nudity or the swearing or the
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you know what I loved about it initially is that it came in with a woman who her family moves from Boston to Texas. So you had like the trope of the New England liberal moving to like the Republican Texas, and it with a wink. It was making fun of itself with those two types of stereotypes, like, the Yankee coming into, the Southern territory. And it was like winking into that, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah.
And didn't ignore that. But then it leaned into the Skinemax softcore porn aspect of it. And I was like,
Good
I think
God.
that they could have done it because there's a bi-curious type of element to it, which I think could have been written stronger instead of like, we're just going to show a bunch of boobs and a bunch of sex that I just felt like just took it in the wrong direction. I guess
Yeah.
that's my point.
Too much wiener?
Actually, it was too many boobs and
Oh,
too
okay.
much like
All right.
girl on girl action that I felt like instead of it being like a true bisexual type of tale of someone who's maybe exploring their sexuality, which I think can be written with some gravitas, instead was written with a lot of soapiness to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first time that ever happened to me, I think I watched a long time ago. I watched a show called Sense8. I quit watching it, I think 3 minutes into the show. Because it was literally like, here's your title card, and now here is like 5 minutes of just gratuitous sex. And I was like, nah.
Right.
Not
It
for
is
me,
weird.
sorry.
It's weird. I felt that way kind of about, was it season 1 of Bridgerton? I think that it was like a slow build, and then all of a sudden the last 3 episodes was just like them having sex in all these different places, and I was like,
It just makes me feel
Ripping
like...
off of the bodices.
yes, and it
Yeah.
was like, okay, I get it, okay.
It just makes me feel like they don't have anything better to say, so they instead have to
Yeah.
lean on that as a crutch. And it
Yeah.
just makes me not interested, because it's like, if you were good writers, you wouldn't have to do this.
Yes.
Right. And the Malin Ackerman character is so interesting because she plays this like Republican Texas wife who's like super hot. Her husband is Dermot Mulroney, who is also super hot. And they're interesting as a dynamic. And I was like, explore that instead of just immediately
Yeah.
having her like rip off her dress in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Amazing how different our lives are, because Catherine and I had Fawn and Sage over for the weekend, and we watched the gratuitous Air Bud soccer.
Yeah.
It was terrific.
I believe you mean Airbud World Pup.
Yeah.
What is it?
Airbud World Pup.
I thought that was the football one.
No, the World Cup is a
World
soccer
Cup
thing.
is soccer.
they're
Oh,
Yeah.
World Pup is soccer.
World
Yeah,
Pup.
there you go. That makes
Oh,
sense.
they loved it.
It's
they
the
loved
first
it.
Airbud not to feature Buddy, the actual Airbud.
Really? Oh,
So
it's
was
a
it
very,
different,
very sweet
Bud?
movie. There's some ethical questions in there that get answered, and it was just a very, very. And
questions.
by the way, several people on X, I can't wait to hear your view on Airbud. What is it?
World Pup.
World Pup. Yeah, there you go.
It's so funny that you mentioned Airbud because last week they announced that Airbud is returning to theaters. It's going to be Airbud Returns coming
Wow.
in summer 2026.
There you
My
go.
kids will be excited. They
Yeah.
Mom and
Like-
I were talking about how many Airbud movies there were, and she's like, I think there's like 6. No.
I think it's like 15 or 16.
Airbud, Airbud Golden Receiver, World Pup, 7th Inning Fetch, Spike's Back, Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies,
my
Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, Super Buddies, The Search for Santa Paws 2, and now Airbud Returns.
Yeah, so Airbud
there's been a
Returns will be the
few.
15th installment.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2026, Airbud does in fact return.
I had literally no idea that there were so many Airbud movies until
Well,
they
most
watched
of
it
them-
at Mom and I knew that there was like the basketball one.
Well, so Airbud, like literally Airbud,
Bud, yeah.
there are only 5 of them right now. Most of these movies are Air Buddies, which are the puppies, I think, of the original
Like
Air Bud
Santa
character.
Paws and some
Oh.
other
And then there's
spin-offs.
2 Santa Paws movies, which I think is also about the puppies. I watched Air Bud once, like 4 years ago, at Melissa's request. It was one of her childhood movies, and I was like, I've never seen
Okay.
it. It sounds dumb.
I feel like I think that's one of those movies that I've seen like half of because it was on TV when I was sick when I was like a teenager or something, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like I can't.
Nothing better to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
But can you imagine if you invested in the original Airbud and continued on with the franchise? You
God.
have a fortune of passive income right there
Yeah.
as a producer. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It is pretty amazing. The big hit of Airbud soccer. Airbud.
And they're delightful and wholesome. So,
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't
They are.
love a puppy movie?
That's true.
Everybody loves a puppy.
There's one point in it I thought Fawn and Sage were going to choke to death laughing,
Oh dear.
because this older guy's talking to a younger guy about I don't know how important he is, and literally he says, "Huh, you know something about me? I had dinner with the Queen." There's this big fart that comes out after he says it, and I thought Fawn and Sage were going to have a heart attack. They were
Kids
laughing
love
for
farts.
yes, farts,
They sure
farts
do.
on Airbud.
They sure do.
It was very, very entertaining, and just watching 2 children be so excited to watch a movie is really terrific.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
They were.
Well,
They love Airbud.
and next summer, you should all go together to see Airbud Returns
I was
in
gonna
Yes,
say
2026.
we should.
we can go see Airbud in theaters.
We
I
can
love
put
going to
something,
the
a movie on Tom's calendar to actually go to the theater.
Yeah, it'll be Airbud Returns.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, the one thing sad about it for me now is I do believe that there's one theater that's left from when I was a kid, that all the rest of them have been torn down. I mean, just there was the Empress, there was the Broadway, there was the Terrace Theater, there were all these different theaters, the Cooper Theater.
Well, the AMC Theater in Maple Grove doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't exist
That
anymore
was like
either.
built when we were
Yeah.
in junior high or something.
yeah.
Is one down the road right here? Is that going to
Yeah,
make
that's
it?
still there, yeah.
That is still there, okay.
Do you know what's crazy though? We've gone from the beautiful one screen, maybe two screen movie theaters. They got rid of those. We went to the
78,000
huge,
screens,
you know,
yeah.
cinemas, the Cineplex. People don't want to go to those anymore, and now people want to go back to the one or two screen. Like it's cyclical, and it's
Yeah.
the nice thing. A lot of the buildings in Los Angeles still exist, so they're trying to refurbish some of them. And we've had
Right.
Netflix buy, the
Right.
Egyptian, and so we've seen some of those saved, but. It is one of those situations. A lot of cities got rid of their gorgeous old Art Deco theaters.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they did.
West Palm Beach, basically, they just did, right?
Yep, they did. That's an empty lot right now. I don't know.
Empty
They're building-
lot. It's insane.
Yeah, they're going to build something on there, but I don't know. Probably a 900 unit apartment building or something.
And speaking of nostalgia, I am reading the Air Bud Returns synopsis here. So the original Air Bud is this boy, his father dies, and they move into a new house, and he finds an abandoned golden retriever. The new movie is a boy, his father dies, and they move into a new home. He finds the VHS tape of the original Air Bud movie, which makes him go out and adopt a stray golden retriever.
We're not
Okay.
going to cry or anything, are we?
I was going to say, I'll
So
probably
this
cry.
this movie is
17.
literally like,
It's
hey,
leaning
kids,
into the
remember Air
nostalgia
Bud?
of.
Yeah.
So this is like going to pull at parents' heartstrings who watched it as a kid.
Yep.
And then
Oh yeah,
It's
Melissa's not
perfect.
going to be able to watch it. I don't think.
That is perfect.
No doubt about it. It was a ball.
Good. I
Well,
recommended it.
hopefully,
Oh,
Okay.
You go.
I was just going to say, hopefully it'll inspire people to adopt pets too and give them homes because there is an overrun at shelters.
I feel like golden retrievers probably don't stay very long at shelters. They're one of those insanely
Yeah.
high demand dogs.
Yes.
But the economy right now is
Yeah.
really sad,
Yep.
and a lot of people have had to give up their animals. It's so sad.
So sad. Yeah, I just had to spend $90 on a shot for Birch this morning.
Oh, shot.
Yeah.
He's on this
Oh,
Librella. It's like for
his knees or whatever it is.
his shoulder,
Shoulder,
is weird, and apparently it's magical. So we'll
Magical
see.
shot.
I don't know, but
Have
it's-
you guys had it in your area just with vets being bought out by private equity and then raising the prices astronomically? Like VCA has been a big.
I don't think near our
No, I
our place
haven't.
is just very small town vet.
I was gonna say we all have like little local vets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's happening across the country, and they're just buying veterinarian practices out. We still go to a local vet and will continue to do that, but a lot of them have been bought out by private equity.
Well, the town where I live is very like anti big store, big names and stuff. Like the people like Dollar General keep coming to them and being like, "Oh, hey, we'll build this, 10 trillion
Yeah.
square foot store right on your right here next to your town."
Just
and they're like,
sell a
"No."
bunch of crap.
Yeah, they're just
I
like,
went to
"No,
a-
we don't want you here."
I went to a Dollar General last weekend.
I've been there one time, and it was when we went up north to Melissa's dad's cabin, and it's
Yeah.
because we needed a phone charger.
Yep, because we were up north and it was like
Yep.
whatever.
That's what's there.
And we like wandered through the store and I was just like, this is all crap.
Yeah, they sell a lot of tchotchkes and just like cheap plastic garbagey stuff.
Yeah,
and-
the kids
I
kept
mean,
grabbing things and they were like, can we get these? I'm like, this will break in 2 days
Yeah.
and then it will go in the garbage.
they
and it's
did
not even
have-
worth the $3.
They had a much more robust grocery section than I was expecting. And it was
Yeah.
like, it was clean. It wasn't a terrible store or anything, but it's
Yeah.
like, if that's all you have, then you're kind of in trouble, I would say.
Yeah.
The and a lot of the prices have been raised to $1.75, so it's no longer $1 because
Yeah.
of
It's
tariffs and
$1.75
things like
general?
that. And I just saw a video and someone did a price comparison. It's actually cheaper now to shop at Walmart in their value section because a lot of the same products are still $1 or right around there, where at Dollar General they're $1.75.
Yeah, Walmart's so big that they can control the prices of things.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Is that what the Walt? Is that the
Walmans?
Walton-
Waltons?
Walton family.
The
yeah.
Walton family. Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Yes.
They've opened a few stores in their lives, no
Just
question about
a
that.
couple. I recommended a Dumb Girl show to my mom this weekend.
Oh, did she like it?
I don't know. I don't know if she watched it. I've seen a couple episodes of it, and it's basically almost exactly the same thing as Virgin River. So if you like Virgin River, you would like this show. It's called Sullivan's Crossing. Chad Michael Murray's in it. He's like the only recognizable. The mom is. This is gonna bother me. I was like, I know her, but I can't think of what her name is. And one of the guys was from Gilmore Girls. I don't know.
Jared Padalecki.
Yeah. Yep. He's
Yeah.
from Gilmore Girls, and I was like, oh, him. Okay, who is the mom? This is gonna drive me crazy. Linda
Wait,
Boyd.
It's Scott Patterson. Scott
Linda
Patterson. He played
Boyd.
Luke. Yeah, in Gilmore Girls.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Scott Patterson. Yes. And then Linda Boyd is the mother, and I was like, she looks familiar. I don't know what else she's been in. But anyway, if you like Virgin River, which is just like so silly and like I said, it's a dumb girl show, you'd like this.
It's very Hallmarky, like
Yes.
Ginny and Georgia, and then what is When Calls the Heart is on Hallmark. The Way Home is on Hallmark. Like a lot of those. Chicken Sisters. They're just wholesome, nice little dramas.
Yeah, it's a good, like, I said to my mom, whenever I see a show that I'm like, I think you'd like this, it's like, okay, after Dad goes to bed, and if you just want to watch some, like, little show, this would be a good one. But it's hilarious, though, because it's like this redheaded woman she's a surgeon, and in Virgin River, she's a nurse, but, like, she leaves her job and goes to this tiny little town to get away from it all. And I'm like, okay, it's literally the same show.
Yeah. They do it over and over again. What was that other one that starred Rachel Bilson and she went, I think she was a vet or
Yes.
a doctor.
What was something
me
Dixie?
look
But no.
Yeah, Dixie. Oh, Heart of Dixie.
Heart of Dixie. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a really like easy concept, and it's what all the Hallmark films are too, like Big City Gal, moves
Yeah,
to
yeah.
her hometown,
Yep.
meets the love of her life, and settles down. Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
love to do
Melissa's mom for a long time was really into, what the hell was it? It was like just like a horse show, horse ranch. Heartland?
Yes.
Yes, she was.
People are obsessed with that show.
Very into Heartland for a
I've
long
never
time.
seen it.
It has 18 seasons. So.
Isn't Hayden Panettiere? How do you say
Hannah
that?
Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
Dabba-dibba
Isn't she
dabba.
in that?
I don't think so.
She was in something else like that.
She was
though.
in Nashville. She was in
Nashville.
Yeah.
That's what
Same
it was.
thing.
She was in Nashville and had a really hard. Her life has been really hard. It's
I was
really
going to say,
sad.
my kids, when we were...
Oh, she's the cheerleader from Heroes. Okay.
Yeah.
My kids watched the movie Racing Stripes. We were up at Dan's aunt and uncle's cabin 2 weekends ago, and they watched the movie Racing Stripes, and Hayden Panettiere, whatever, is in that. And I was like, oh, her! I kind of forgot about her, and then I remembered how awful her life was and like everything that she dealt with. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, for people who don't know Hayden Panettiere's story, she was a child actor, obviously did Heroes, as Andy just mentioned, did Nashville, really successful, wound up dating, he's a famous
Milo
fighter.
Ventimiglia?
No, not Milo. She married this guy.
Vladimir Klitschko.
Yes.
A lot of interesting names in her life.
UFC fighter, maybe? MMA?
Professional
something like
boxer, yeah.
Boxer, okay. And they had a child together, and she got really bad postpartum depression, and it escalated into addiction, and eventually he got custody of their child, and they moved to Ukraine. And you know where this is going, because then the war in Ukraine broke out. And he had to go fight. And so the daughter is with another family member in another country that they won't disclose for her own safety, understandably so. And it's just been a really hard life for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kristen, do you ever get calls or messages from listeners on this show?
All the time. I get
thought you did, yeah.
messages. Yeah. They DM me either on Facebook or Instagram. And it's great because sometimes they'll say like, hey, can you talk about this topic? Or like, let Tom know. I'm the conduit of like, let Tom know. I'm like, sure, I will.
But yeah, well, we're going to start giving away as one thing about the KQ Morning Show, it was a lot about taking calls from listeners, or listeners would send in this piece of audio they thought was hilarious. And I would like to get that going on this show now. What's the number again to call in during the show, Andy?
952-977-9381. And we also have a text number, 612-361-6622.
All right, yeah. Start calling in, start texting, send me some. I mean, some of the greatest stories I ever read on the show were sent in by listeners, and that's one part of that morning show that they're missing on here is they want to do that again, and I think it's a great idea anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even some of the messages from listeners just, saying, hey, the KQ morning show was mentioned in the Jody Husentrut documentary.
That
They
was
were like,
amazing.
please mention it. It was really amazing. I watched that over the weekend. That story is really sad.
Yeah.
But it was interesting just to see, how big the Mall of America, that little wedding. I shouldn't even say
yeah.
little, that big wedding you would do every year.
Speaking of listener feedback, we got a text. Their best Dollar General find was a cactus keychain that sang "Let It Go" from Frozen for some reason.
Oh.
Cactus and snow.
What?
They go together, right?
Yeah.
The angsty kindergartner song for every little girl out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what
They
it
don't
is.
even know it's angsty. They just
No, they don't.
But they
know.
sing it angsty. That's the best part.
That is true. Dan and
It's so
I
cute.
were camping this weekend, and he was like, oh, you want to listen to music? And we were like sitting in hammocks. And I was like, sure. He's like, what do you want to listen to? And I was like, show tunes. And then he was like, I know, because he always does this thing where he plays a song. And he's like, what movie is this from? And I'm like, I have no idea. I never know the answer to this unless it's something very obvious. But he started playing show tunes, and he was like, I bet that you could get what musical is this in? And I was like, I would be good at that. And I was, but one I couldn't get, and then the next one was Let It Go from Frozen. And I was
Well,
like,
Nice.
little obvious.
yeah, that was a fun little game though. I was like, I could play this forever.
You should go on Beat Shazam with Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
they will fly you to Ireland because that is where they film it.
That's so weird.
Ireland.
If they had a
so
version like that
strange
for video
Ireland.
games, I'd be very good at it.
Yeah,
But they never will.
I'm
Free
good
trip
at,
to Ireland, though. I'm just saying.
yeah,
Nothing wrong
Ireland's
with
nice.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good at show tunes. I'm not good at anything else. Like,
Yeah, you'd be like, I can only do one category. Please.
yes, I'm actually really, really good at knowing lyrics to songs. If I hear a song
Me
once
too,
or twice,
actually.
I usually know most of the words.
I never
but
used to be. I used to just be like, it all sounds like gibberish. And I mean, a lot of songs do sound
There
like
are some
gibberish.
songs that sound like
I mean,
gibberish,
especially,
yes.
we grew up in like the 90s, early 2000s, and there was a lot of like
auto
that.
tune and
Yeah. Like the mumble rapping and then like late stage rock and roll.
yes,
Where they were just kind of like trying way too hard to sound like they were drunk and high, I think.
yeah. Well, mumble rapping now,
That's a big thing.
you can't understand a word that some of these
I know.
rappers are saying. I'm like, what even is this?
Yeah, for real.
I don't know.
My favorite rap line is, "And the chicken tastes like wood."
You do love that.
Really? That's the best line you can come up with.
Well, I mean,
really?
Who was that? Trevor Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in studio, and he was like, I think that was in like the 8th verse or something. I looked it up, and I'm like,
Yes.
yep, verse
Yeah,
8,
like
right
he knew
there.
exactly what it was.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And it's like, and that song is like, it's long enough that I think, like the number pi.
Yeah.
Technically, every string of digits possible is in that number because
Yeah.
it's infinite.
Yeah.
I think that's how Rapper's Delight is. It's so long that every sequence of words possible is
Yeah,
in it
it's-
at
it's
some
in
point.
there.
It's in
It's
it
in
at
there.
certain
So,
point.
it's got the
But
best
it
and
really
it's
is
got
a
the worst
delight
lyrics.
to hear it, I have to say. Like every
Oh,
time
it is a good
comes up.
song. Yep.
Yeah, it's so good.
I agree with you. You only got 2 minutes, so I got to mention this because we were kind of talking about this, having people check our face. What are we on?
Check our face.
Are we on Facebook and
Facebook.
X?
I mean, technically, they're not super active, though. I basically just use them for the giveaways
Yeah.
at this point.
Well, that makes sense.
Your X is active, though.
It's very active, and that's the reason I'm bringing it up because this thing happened to me over the weekend, which I think is hilarious. It shows you how people do not pay attention like they used to. They just don't. I was reading through it. There's a thing called the Old North Side on there where I grew up, in North Minneapolis. There are tons of people on it. It's called Old North Side. And I was reading through some of the stuff, some new things that had happened, and other people were very excited that, we could talk about growing up where we grew up, and it was wonderful. And I would say about 150 people said, Tom, I just wanted to thank you because you've always been really kind to North Minneapolis. You loved living there. You adored the place. So I just want to say thanks, because I loved North Minneapolis too. To this day, I still love North Minneapolis. And I said, I'm like, oh, that's really, really nice. The very next post was from a woman. All you ever do is bash North Minneapolis. You're a horrible person, you piece of shit. I was like, what? How can you, go
can't
from
satisfy anyone these days.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely. I'm like,
No.
it's either way over here or way over here. I mean, it's like, good God.
Or if you just said like one bad thing, like one time, like 6 years
Yep,
ago,
it'll
bad
stick
about
in their
North
head
Minneapolis,
forever.
they will remember it forever, and they will come after you, and you're like, okay.
Yep.
Well, the press is partly to blame for that because there's still that one that claimed that I said something that was racist. It never was, because I had no idea the woman was not a white woman. I criticized her for something else. But see, they love that. They figure they can trap you with that.
I mean,
It's
that's
like,
been a thing forever. What was it? Fatty Arbuckle, I think.
Yeah.
He was like
Yeah.
accused of something,
That
and
he
everyone
didn't do.
believed it, and he didn't do it. He was exonerated, but it destroyed his career forever because
Yeah.
that's just what people associated him with forever.
There is a risk being in the public eye and
Oh,
opening
yeah.
your mouth these
Yep.
days. That is it, and you have to let the tape speak for itself, because a lot of people are only reading headlines, or it's
Yeah.
a hearsay situation.
Yep.
And I mean, if you do have to go and prove yourself, you go, well, let's go to the tape. Let's go to the tape.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of tapes of this show, so
there you go.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was so hilarious. I went from, you're the greatest of all time, I adore you, to, you're a horrible human being. It's like, my
Yeah.
God.
I mean, you have to have, especially in 2025, you have to have a thick skin to be in this business
absolutely.
and not take it personally.
Absolutely.
And because everyone has a voice on social media, the keyboard warriors are going to say what they're going to say. And you just have to remember, like, I know what my intent is and I know what my heart says. So
yeah, you just have to not care about things like that.
Yeah,
No,
'cause some
exactly. I
people
got a
are-
good laugh out of it, actually.
Some people are just gonna be mad about the smallest thing. Like, you
Well,
can't.
if you're successful, some people are going to hate you just because you're successful.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't
there's-
like that.
Anyway, some people are just always looking for something to be upset
Yeah.
about.
There's
so.
a lot of fandoms out there, especially like subreddits for people, like especially like internet celebrity-ish kind of people, like people who are big on YouTube. And there's always like this weird offshoot of anti-fans who spend all day, every day, just like seething about this person and every single thing they say. And it's just the
they become
weirdest.
snark pages on
Yeah,
Reddit.
exactly. The snark pages. And it's just like the weirdest thing because they're there every single day waiting for these people to say or do something so they can run to the snark page and be like, oh, did you see what this person does? I'm so mad about it. And it's like, why are you dedicating your life to this? It's the strangest
know.
phenomenon.
And often, 90% of the time, of course, like sometimes especially being on live, I think people need to understand, sometimes we say something and it doesn't come out right, and you sit there and think, oh, I could have phrased that better. I've been guilty of that for sure. But what people need to understand is that live is hard, and but then they will just sit there and want to just like pick it all apart, and you're like, okay, but that's not exactly what I meant, or and you just having to justify yourself all the time is exhausting.
Yep.
So you just have to like stand on, like, this is my track record. You got to believe that.
One thing I will tell you about being on that, I think it's called the Old North Side, or I think that's the name of the posting spot, or whatever it is. But honest to God, one of the things that I do want to thank all of you who are on there that grew up on the North Side and all the rest of it, they kept mentioning names to me like Benjamin Cruchon, Ronald Cloud, and Chucky Gleason and I went trick-or-treating one year, and that was 62 years ago. And they brought it up, because Ronald Cloud's from a Native American family, Benny Cruchon was black, Chucky Gleason was Irish, and then there's just me, the whatever. And it just, people think this is all new. Not where I grew up. You were friends with everybody, unless they were a prick. Then you weren't friends with them. But, they think this is all something new that they created. It's like, no.
But it's not true with every neighborhood. I mean, I
Well,
grew
no,
up
it's
in a
not.
very,
It's
yeah,
not.
I grew up in a very white neighborhood, and Massachusetts is seen as super liberal, but I always say it's like a segregated liberalism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just different, and then I moved
It's
to New York
weird.
City, and I'm like, wow, I'm the minority here, and this is great because now I'm learning
Yeah.
new cultures and foods and how people live. So it depends on your neighborhood.
It's
It really
so
does.
sweet. Jeannie Perrazzo's name came up. I haven't heard that name in years. The Perrazzo family, really nice people. I mean, to just see all those names of people that I've known for my entire life on a site, I think it's very charming and very nice.
Charming.
I think, anyway. It's a
We
good
love
time.
charming.
I wonder if I'll ever have that.
All right.
Dayton grow-uppers
Yeah, Dayton grower
who
uppers.
grew
There
up
you
in
go.
the 80s and 90s.
There you have it.
All 12 of us.
Kristen, we will talk to you again tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll take a break and be right back. Just a couple minutes. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let's talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Look, it's easy to feel like just another account number at all the big national banks, but that's not how it works with my friends at North American Banking Company. Whether you're visiting their locations in Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, or Maple Grove, you'll always find real people who know you by name and actually care about your finances, not some AI chatbot. They also offer all the modern conveniences you expect, like online and mobile banking, but with a personal touch that only a community bank can offer. So why settle for less when you can bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Do we actually have... I can hear you smacking your lips already, you pill.
I was having some skinny pop. Where is it?
Oh, I do.
Skinny
That
Pop is
Skinny
good.
Pop is good, man.
Skinny Pop is good.
That is good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sanford Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. What's going on, Sandy?
Well, you got your Twins that had it. They had a chance to cut some ground.
Oh, my
on
God, they were
Tigers, because
terrible.
they're in a tailspin. The Tigers, but
yep.
they didn't. Because the Twins are in a tailspin too. Tom, I saw this on ESPN this morning. They went through the top 50 players who teams are interested in. Number 2 on the list, Joe Ryan. Twins
Oh, is that
pitcher.
right?
But they claim that 10%, there's only a 10% chance of him being traded because they have him signed through 27. Why would you get rid of a key player like that who you don't have to worry about re-signing?
Right.
It's not like his contract is out, but if they trade him, what it tells you is they had no intention of paying him. They have
Nope.
no intention of paying anyone.
No,
And that's a problem when you want to sell a team. I don't think they really want to sell it.
I don't think they ever want to spend another dime on it either. It's just, we got this valuable asset. And what was it worth now? $1.7 billion, somebody told me.
That I think that was the sale of a team, another team that was on the market. The thing is, though, the longer they wait, they know the value of the franchise will continue to appreciate based on other sales.
Yep.
So they're holding out as long as they can, and they don't want to do a deal because the Taylor deal was a bad one. He signed that deal, and he allowed them to pay over time, and over 3 years, franchises they just multiplied in value of what you can get for a team.
Yeah,
And
it
that
just
was a
breaks
bargain
my
in the
heart,
end.
though. Bob, honest to God, 2 heartbreakers for me when the Minneapolis Lakers left for Los Angeles. Haven't watched much basketball since. And then the Twins just tanking after, honest to God, they win 87, they win in 91, and I just thought it was going to be, that was at the beginning of the KQ morning show pretty much. And I just thought this is going to be the greatest thing, this wonderful Twins team for the rest of my radio career. Not another win in since 92, they've won nothing.
No, that's correct. And they lost Puckett then a few years later to
Yep.
the glaucoma, and
Yep.
it just unraveled.
It really
know.
did. It was such a fun. They got some talent on that team. Not a whole lot of it, but they have some.
Well, and when you take a look at that team, after they wound up losing the core of not just players but the upper management, it really came apart.
No
Because they haven't
question
been able to
about it.
find people to run the team the way it once was run.
You know what's so amazing about that? There are people. People are going after the Pohlads big time on it. I already did that 30 years ago, so I don't need to do it again. But they are going after the Pohlad family big time on this one because they just don't want to win.
Well, I think also there always has to be a Pohlad who oversees the team.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Carl Pohlad's grandson, Joe Pohlad, who I still find it absolutely laughable that he wants to, if they sell the team, he
Yeah.
wants to stay on to run it.
I know.
You're running it into the ground. You got it hundreds of millions in debt. Yeah, let's keep this guy around.
I don't
But-
know, man.
I mean, and Dave St. Peter, who was sort of a foundation or a rock for that thing, he's no longer running it. And I just think that they're in a little bit of disarray in the front office. They need to get the Pohlads out of it, whether they sell or not.
Yeah, that's probably true. I just, like I said, I went through that whole deal with Carl and all the rest of them years ago. I still have people who know him just hate my guts for that. But I was just saying what was happening. What are you mad at me for?
Tom, I went through the same thing with the Kirby Puckett
Yeah.
story when I basically showed the other side of Kirby.
Yep.
There's people who just hate me, and wish me dead that were buddies of his.
I know, but he was not a
didn't
nice
wanna-
person.
No, but I also didn't want to write that. But what choice? No, I can't say no.
No, you cannot.
When it's your job. So I
Yep.
did, and when I have to do my job, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to do the best I could. And there were things that I never knew and never imagined that he did and was accused of doing.
Yeah, I just, they have not put any money or any thought into that team in a long time. And I cannot watch any more of them this year. I know the season's only 2/3 finished, but I just can't do it. It's just,
Well, and I think you're better off for it. You got Thursday night, the first exhibition game of pro football, the NFL is.
that's
gonna be-
Thursday night?
Yep.
Oh my
The Lions,
God.
Tigers. The Detroit Lions are playing the Chargers. So a little bit of a Michigan connection. Obviously, you've got you got the Lions, but also you got Jim Harbaugh, who coaches the Chargers, won a national title there. So I think they probably wanted to tap into that a little bit. So that's interesting. But the Vikings will be going. And by the way, I think it was Friday. Justin Jefferson. They call it a very mild hamstring strain. There's no such thing as a mild hamstring issue.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because they linger. They don't. Maybe it's not horrible, but he's not going to be able to cut the way normal. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to last the entire season, but he may start the season still dealing with that, and they cannot let him on the field until they absolutely know
Yeah.
that he is healthy. Because you pull a hamstring, you're done for months, a month or two at least.
I would think so, yeah. I would
But he
think so.
can catch him. You don't have to worry. Just let him. Whenever he's ready, he'll get on the field for you.
I don't understand why they didn't see earlier that Bader is a pretty damn good player.
Who are you talking
Ruth
about?
Bader Ginsburg?
Yeah, it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Hell of a
the
player.
outfield guy, he's
Oh, you're back on baseball. I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Bader.
you're right.
What position does he play for the Vikings?
No, he works hard. He runs very, very fast. He can make some. I will say one thing: their outfield makes some astounding catch. Well, although to be honest with you, all of baseball now, those players are catching balls they wouldn't have gotten to 5 years ago. These guys are diving through the air like Superman.
Well, you're getting
Well, I mean,
paid
some of
$50
them-
million a year. You better.
Well, I suppose
Yeah,
that's true.
They want to make that big money, so they're absolutely going
Yeah.
to. Do you know the thing about Harrison Bader? Do you know how old he is?
No,
What do you have a just hazarded guess? I mean, do you think he's real young, or what do you think he is?
I would say he's around 30.
No, you're close. 31.
31,
See, a lot of
yeah.
people, because he sort of came out of nowhere.
Well, he does look young too. He looks very young.
He's
I
got
think.
those. He does have a young look to him, but
He
he's
does.
he has been around a bit, quite a bit. But most of it was like in the National League
Oh yeah.
when he played. He played with St. Louis, and he had I think 4 years with St. Louis, a little bit of time with the Yankees and Cincy and the Mets last year. But I mean, he's not as well known to fans of the American League.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that might play into why I actually, when I looked, I was surprised he was 31.
Do the leagues
didn't-
actually like matter to people? Because they all play each other, and it's all just like a bunch of cross pollination. What
Yeah,
is
they
what does
do,
the
but
league actually like? What does it mean to be in the American League as opposed to the other one?
Well, you got the DH. You know, there's
Yes,
that,
the DH, of course.
There's one. Well, I think that it's just you don't see them. You see these National League teams occasionally when the AL plays them. It's still not. They're not playing nearly as much as they are the American League teams. So that plays a role.
Okay, well, it just, I don't know. I love watching the Twins, but I don't think I just don't know if I can watch them anymore. They lost 4 out of 6 games to Colorado and Washington, 2 horrible teams, and they lost 4 out of 6. My God.
That Colorado one was a tough one.
Oh God.
Because it's the worst team in baseball. And,
Yep.
And we have talked about this for years. The good teams beat the bad teams without any without any hesitancy. And by the way, I'm still in the mindset that the National League uses the DH too. But I mean it was so long before that actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, so I just I have to catch myself before I say, well, the DH. And I don't mind the DH. I kind of like it actually.
Yeah, I
wanna
do
see
too.
A pitcher hit.
How do they? Well, I mean,
unless it's Ohtani.
with Ohtani, I mean, they have to have the DH because apparently I did not know this. He's a great pitcher. He's a great hitter, but apparently he's a terrible fielder. That's what I was told by some fans of his. That he's not good at playing defense on a baseball.
So
diamond.
all he's good at is batting, and he's making that much money.
Hitting,
batting and pitching.
Pitching.
And
He's great.
pitching.
He's the best, maybe the best pitcher and hitter in baseball.
Yes.
Fielder, maybe not.
His batting average is 281.
That's pretty low for him.
Yeah, that's
It is low for him, but how many home runs he got?
263.
No, this season. he's talking
No,
about.
for the season.
I don't know.
Well, that'll pop up.
Shohei Ohtani,
How many home runs Ohtani got?
this season? Let's see.
I
this
guess about
season.
13.
Oh, I think he's got more than that.
Just waiting a little bit. He's got, assuming we can trust this AI summary, he has 38.
Yeah,
He's got
He has
38
38
home
home
runs.
yeah, 38 and 71 ribby, which actually I think he'd have more than that.
Yeah, here it is. But
in
yeah,
terms
his
of
batting average is
RBI.
still only 275 this season.
38 home runs. Okay, that offsets the 275.
Yeah, it does.
So he's
You're
basically like
absolutely
one
right.
of those, like, if you hit it, you're going to make a big
Okay, but
impact. But
The real number that people should look at, the batting average is something. You know, you can't dismiss it, but his on-base percentage is 379. That's not shabby.
No, it's not bad. They walk him a lot.
You know, so because teams are afraid to pitch to him.
Yep.
Well,
So
they have
if he is getting on base at that clip, that's pretty good.
they have a stat called on base plus slugging. And that's .998. So
Well,
basically, he always either gets on base or whatever slugging is. Is that the same thing as bunting?
Well,
Hitting home
it's,
runs, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at some of these, there's the RBAT plus. Some of these I could not explain to you what they are, or his RO little r all caps OBA is 417.
So on base plus slugging is literally his on base percentage plus the slugging average, which is some.
Okay, I was going to. Well, which one are you talking about? Because the ROBA is a measure of a player's offensive contributions weighted in proportion to each event's actual run value.
I don't know anything you just.
Well,
said.
but that's what the point I'm getting at is people. You and the 4 of us can come up with a new baseball. You know, you could call it the TBA, the Tom Bernard average. You
Yeah.
could come up with your own.
Oh, I like it. 0.000. That's what it would be. Perfect.
You and John and Blutarski.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
grade point average.
I will tell you, honest to God, though, looking back on all, I've been a Twins fan since I was 9 years old. The first year they played, 1960 was, I believe. The team means a great deal to me, to the point where I can't tell you how lucky I felt as a young guy. I think I was, how old? About 32, 33 or something. And to become friends with Kent Herbeck and Tim Laudner and Johnny Castino and Roy Smalley and just keep going down the list. What an honor that was to actually, because I've always been a Twins fan.
Here's what you need to do after the show, Tom.
What's that?
Pick up the phone. You call Herbeck.
Yeah.
You call Smalley. You call all these guys you just mentioned, and they all know people with money. You put together a group, and you buy the team. They all know big money people.
Herbeck, Castino, Smalley, Timmy Laudner.
Not
I'd
their
love it.
money. I'm talking about having them go to the people that they know with the money.
Oh, there's a
and
lot
say,
of dough out there.
Let's rip this team away from the poll ads and run it the way it should be.
Yeah, I know people get put. I have a good friend who doesn't talk to me anymore because I don't care for the Polad family. They're just not my kind of people.
Wasn't a good Tom. It wasn't a good friend. Then.
No, I agree with that 1,000%.
Because I mean, you are, and that's the thing that, I think we've touched on this, but all these people, family members that they cut off, and close friends. It happened to me with a friend that because I happened to vote for Trump because I could not vote for Kamala Harris, and I see the flaws in Trump, but I thought that we would have been headed down a path of ruination with her and her sidekick,
Yeah,
our
the
very own
sidekick.
Tim
Oh.
Walz. I mean, but people will not want to talk to you to dancing.
Oh,
Macho
that dancing he was doing was just, I don't know, politics. Like I said, I didn't even vote in the last election. I've had it with politics, you know. And one thing I just absolutely love is both parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, have very, very rich people who claim, oh, no, I don't have that much money. It's like, yes, you do. Don't pretend like you're the voice of the people. You're a very, very wealthy person.
A lot of them are doing that now.
They are, yes.
They're like, oh yes, I was born in a meager 7,000 square foot castle.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll call it a cabin.
Yeah,
Call it a
exactly.
cabin.
My butler barely even had his own quarters. I mean, he did, but they were small.
Well, and the other thing is, I would be curious if you were to take the Republicans and the Democrats, because there's a lot of money coming from people who aren't citizens, like the Soros
Absolutely.
money
Yep.
going to the Democratic Party. So they don't care. You know, they talk about tax the rich. Their money tree doesn't have anything to do with having to pay taxes in the U.S.
You're right.
And how many of them are there for the Democrats, and how many of there are there for the Republicans?
Yeah,
'Cause they both have them.
non-citizens should not be able to donate at all to campaigns.
I agree.
Not even 1 cent.
You're saying if you're not from the U.S., if you're not a citizen?
Right.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
No,
But see,
neither.
but isn't Soros also funding a lot of the people running for attorney general?
Absolutely,
And
he is.
You know, or different positions where they can have power in making this. I mean, I don't know. Was there Soros money behind this Moriarty, the one who is, the attorney general, or the not attorney general, but basically the top attorney in Hennepin County?
Right.
I mean, I don't know if she was one of them, but that's the type of thing he goes after, is people like that to fund.
You know, it was so funny
it is
when I got fired from the Q. I got a call, because Chad Hartman and I are really good friends. Jason DeRush is a good friend, so I know some people that actually do. There are a couple more that work there, very, very nice people. But I could never work for George Soros. No, there's no way I could do that. And
What does he own?
His son's worth what?
He owns radio stations. Or
He owns
do they own a lot of radio-
WCCO.
I did not realize that.
Look
that
it
that
up,
was a
Andy.
Soros
What's the
company.
percentage he owns of WCCO? It's getting bigger by the minute, too, from what I understand.
WCCO.
And I guess his son is crazier than he is, so.
Well,
there
he's
you
got. I mean, the dad is like. What is he? 80s, 90? But he may. I'm sure if there's a way to find a way to live forever, he's found it.
That's probably true, yes.
And then only the good die young. So there's more to it there.
One thing, while Andy's looking this up, I wish people would understand, I don't like extreme lefties and I don't like extreme righties. Democrats, Republicans, I'm fine with. But when you get nuts about it, I want nothing to do with it. Get away from me.
I know you don't want to get off on the political thing. The one thing I just want to say this though, what I have a problem with both parties is the lemmings. They're all lemmings. They
No
have
question.
To, they all say, "Here's how we're going to vote."
Yep.
Whether you believe it's the right thing or not,
agree.
if you don't, you're ostracized.
Yep.
So WCCO is part of Odyssey. Mm-hmm. Odyssey in 2024 went bankrupt, which means they sold all their debt, and the largest holder of that debt is Soros Fund Management.
There you go.
So there you go.
Really?
So he runs the show.
I mean,
Wow.
his company is the largest shareholder of the company that owns WCCO.
What's their debt, Andy?
Well, Soros owns by himself $400 million of it.
Debt.
Yes, for Odyssey.
Because I just saw something today I had no idea was true because I was there for 37 years.
Oh, here we go. It was 1.9 billion.
A total that he put in? Or
No,
the
that's
debt?
how much. That's the Odyssey's debt. Yes.
Okay, well, I got a bigger one for you. KQRS, which is owned by Cumulus Broadcasting, is $10 billion in debt. How the
How
hell
does that
are they ever-
happen?
I don't know. How does that happen? Honestly, 10 billion. Would you look that up and make sure that I was given the right number, Andy?
You say 10 billion, not
$10
million.
billion they're in debt. It was. I saw
How
it in
could
a
they even
newspaper
function?
article. I don't know. I don't know how you can keep the lights on, for God's sake. It's just. What do you got, Andy?
I don't know what their total debt number is, but I mean, let's see. Oh, here we go. As of March 31st, it is 670 million.
No, their total debt as a company, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it was just in the.
Well, apparently they just recently somehow paid off $600 million in debt. And they went bankrupt in 2018. So,
good.
that was 7 years ago, and they probably, their debt has gone up and down since then for sure. Now
That's what I
they're-
really like is let's have a company that's deeply in debt by KQRS.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't
How
it?
stupid can you be?
Yeah, well, so now they're down to $700 million in debt.
That's not what they said in the. I don't know if it was in the newspaper I saw it, but somewhere this morning they said that they are $10 billion in debt.
I don't think that number that can't be the right number.
That's
'cause I just came-
insanely huge.
It's
amount.
Cumulus Media is what it goes by, right?
Yes.
All right. According to what I just found, the company has extended its debt maturities to 2029, reduced its principal amount of outstanding debt by 33 million, and gotten favorable interest rates. But the number Andy gave probably is the right number in terms of where they actually are.
So why would it be reported on some news organization that they're $10 billion in debt? That's weird.
They're
Because
They're
news
wicked-
organizations, I mean, there may not be a legitimate news organization.
Yeah, maybe.
Things get made up. I came across something today, and I knew it was wrong. Remember Joe Arpaio? We
Sure.
had him on.
Yep.
All right, saying that he's now running the, making sure that all the animals in Maricopa County, he reduced that by like $30 million that was spent each year, and he hasn't been sheriff since 2017.
Right.
People write things, and then you find things on social media about a great new Godfather 5 is coming out.
Godfather
Stallone and
5.
so I mean, they write these things, and they're just
yeah.
bogus and stupid. And frankly, I think I have tried watching it twice, and I've dozed off both times. This Happy Gilmore 2 might be one of the worst movies ever
Oh,
made.
really?
Based on the amount I
really?
have seen. Now, I got to watch it all the way through, in fairness. But the scenes I've seen, it's beyond silly.
I got to be honest with you.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean-
see any talent in that man whatsoever.
He's been
I
in some
think
good
he's
things. He's
done
been in a lot
stuff
of.
that is amusing.
He's been in a lot of not good things.
In a
but
lot
he's
of
been
not
in
good
good
things.
things too, I think.
And he's a good
I
friend of
think
Nick
he has
Swartz.
to.
and stuff.
Yeah, Schwarzen's guy, isn't
I heard
he?
he's very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It depends to who. Because some people, I
Have
guess.
you had a run-in with him and didn't
I
go
didn't.
well?
No, I never had a run in with him. But we had him on the show one time, and he was very boring.
maybe he's
Yeah,
tired.
how you doing? I said, yeah, okay, yeah. He didn't. His heart
that's-
just wasn't in
Well,
it.
maybe he was
Well-
having a bad day. I don't
Well,
know.
that's
You
what I'm
can't,
saying. I'm
like,
not saying that.
Off of just one interaction, you can't base. Unless he was like literally horrible, then
Yeah.
You know what, though? Then what you have to have is your people say, Adam's having a bad day, and he can't. Because when you go on
Yeah.
the radio or TV, you got to be bringing your A game whether you want
Yep.
to or not. Hey, you're an actor. Act like you're having fun, because you really come off poorly if you do that.
Yeah, I have no interest in. His movies are really not very good. He tried to do The Longest
some of them are
Yard.
funny.
Are they? Like what was
I
it?
think so.
Maybe I should
Well, I mean,
catch up.
the original Happy Gilmore I thought was pretty good. You didn't like that? Even the
I don't-
grown-ups one, which are more recent, weren't bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to give it a whirl.
Waterboy was good.
Yeah,
Waterboy.
Waterboy was funny. Silly, but funny.
Yeah, I mean, he did
A
a
bit
lot of
silly.
that, just like dumb '90s movie kind of stuff.
yeah.
I think Adam
which, I mean,
Sandler is a bigger deal if you're a millennial. I think.
Yes, absolutely.
He's one of those quintessential millennial like celebrities.
The basketball movie he was in was fantastic.
Which was that?
I can't think.
That's
It wasn't a
relatively
comedy.
recent.
It wasn't a comedy.
He's not a bad actor at dramatic roles where he played like
No.
you're talking about one where he played a
Hustle.
scout, right?
Hustle is so
Yeah.
good.
Is it?
That's a
Yeah,
great
lately
I've
movie.
not
he's
seen
been
it.
doing serious movies a lot
And
more.
what's the something gems?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
I've not
Dan,
I heard that's good.
Dan really liked that a
I
lot.
heard it's really
I
good,
haven't
yeah.
seen it. He said
I think
would
Garnett's
think
in
it was
that
too
movie.
intense.
Kevin Garnett, I believe.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, small role, but I think he's.
Well, I'll have to watch some of his stuff because the comedies I don't think are very good.
Well, I mean, he's definitely like very goofy, but that's
Yeah.
like people like that, and he's just
Yeah, they do.
monetizing on what he
That's very true.
is good at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you have to remember, the one contact I ever had with him, he was not in a good mood, and he was just
Yeah.
being a pain in the ass. So you tend to carry that with you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, thanks for the effort. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Well, the good news is though, Tom, people like you and me have never been in bad moods.
Never,
once.
never happened. Wonderful
Never seen
guy.
You just can't
Once.
empathize.
Why don't we take a break here? Come right back. You got 5-10 more, didn't you, Bob?
Hey, yeah, sure.
All right, we'll be right back a couple minutes from now. For Bradshaw Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. Let's talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Look, it's easy to feel like just another account number at big national banks, but that's not how it works with my friends, and they are my friends at North American Banking Company. Whether you're visiting their locations in Roseville, 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, or Maple Grove, you'll always find real people who know you by name and actually care about your finances, not some AI chatbot. They also offer all the modern conveniences you expect, like online and mobile banking, but with a personal touch that only a community bank can offer. So why settle for less when your bank, well, let's say you can bank with my friends at North American Banking Company. Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, you guys do have a point that if you catch one or two things that aren't very good, you tend to kind of shove it aside. And there are people that do some really good movies, and then they do some horrible movie. I mean,
Adam Sandler, he did Jack and Jill, I think one of the most infamously bad movies ever made.
right.
But, I mean, it didn't hurt his career too much because he's still
No.
at it.
What
No.
was the one where he played the son of the devil? That one was.
Oh,
brutal.
Little Nicky. God, that was bad.
Yeah, I
Wasn't
never
was Harvey
saw
Keitel
that.
the devil?
I
don't remember.
let's
Harvey
see.
Keitel was the devil.
Little Nicky.
Somebody like
I
that.
remember
That's
that
what it-
coming out when I was a kid, and I was like, holy God, this is awful. Because it was just like a bunch of just like shock humor, which Adam Sandler
yeah.
isn't really
Yep.
good at.
No.
Yes, Harvey Keitel was in fact Satan.
I like Harvey Keitel.
Satan.
Satan, the ruler of hell.
You know, I have too much room in my head to still be storing that. That should have been shoved out years
I
ago.
know. Well, I was just thinking while you were going down like
Yeah.
all the various teams that what's his name played for and how many like what years he played for them. It's like, how do you remember this kind of thing?
Well, I googled it.
Oh, okay. I was
There you
gonna
go.
But I
say
did remember Keitel though. That one was
that
there.
one's new. There's a lot of that though. I remember all sorts of things that I have no need for at all ever, but it's most of what is in my head.
You know, it's one thing about this business that I should consider too, because, you know, like they had the highest rated morning show in the country, so everybody wanted to be on it. And all of the people that you met in person and all the rest of it, and so everybody came on the KQ morning show. Most of them came in. I couldn't believe the day that Peter Falk walked through the front door of KQRS. Peter Falk is one of my favorite actors of all time. Just fantastic. To meet the guy, what a nice man. That's all I have to say.
The only one who didn't was, and it's one of the best non-interviews ever, Raquel Welch.
Oh, God. Hey, Rock Baby. Didn't she hang up after that?
Yep, that. And the other one, she came on, but Shirley MacLaine wasn't crazy. What was it?
No.
She called it Tibetan humor.
Yeah, Tibetan humor. Yeah, she did not like the show either. You're absolutely right.
But those are great interviews or non-interviews. The McLean stuff was classic.
Yeah, that was. Well, that's everybody needs to calm down. That one thing that people need to understand, there are some people that are great actors, they're nice people, all the rest of it. And then there are some people who never quite made it to that great part, and they're very bitter about it.
I'd say even some that have made it.
Well, yes. Even some who have made it are bitter. That's very, very true. I never got to meet Marlon Brando, which I was very upset by.
Well, didn't he die 10,000 years ago?
10,000 years ago he passed away.
Oh, 2001. That's actually
Oh, wow.
a lot more recent. He was only 80.
He was only 80
For some
when he
reason,
died.
I always pictured him as being born in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And I think that when he died, Ben & Jerry's sales plummeted. Because wasn't
really?
he known for eating gallons of ice cream at a time?
Yep.
Yeah.
I keep Ben and Jerry's in pretty good business.
Do you?
I love Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's.
Anytime I eat any other ice cream, I'm like, this is trash.
But you
Why
know
would
what's-
anyone eat this?
That kind of fits in with our conversation because there are people, because of their politics, because they're both really political, they will not eat their ice cream.
Yeah. I don't care.
Why do I care if you make ice cream? If your ice cream's good. I don't care what you think about politics.
the best ice cream that literally any
is
other
good.
time I try to eat ice cream, I'm like, this is not good at all. Not good at all, but just not nearly as good as
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's
Well,
ice cream.
I'll tell you the best ice cream out there. And Tom, I don't know if you watch, because I watch carbs because of the diabetes thing, right? Mm-hmm. Breyers has Carb Smart, and it's pretty dang good.
Oh,
The
yeah?
carbs low, and it's very. I think it's plenty tasty.
Ice cream's
So,
pretty.
give it
It's
a
pretty
whirl.
hard to make a bad ice cream. Some people do it, but it's pretty hard to make a bad ice cream, I would think.
And I've had a moratorium since I got that only once a year I will have a milkshake. or
Wow.
two.
Once a year.
At the Wright County Fair, they have like this truck, and the American Dairy Association puts it on. They have like the Cub Scouts or Girl Scouts run it each day. Somebody else runs it. They're just phenomenal. I don't know what they do. That Minnesota dairy stuff, let me tell you.
Let me tell you,
pretty
Buster.
dang tasty. I'm actually going to call the woman today because I want to have them at the Buffalo Rodeo next year, so I don't have to wait a full year. I only have to wait 10 months to have
Oh,
some.
that's a good
There you go.
call.
So we'll see.
You sound like me with root beer floats. I have like 2 root beer floats a year.
So
Okay.
what
There's-
root beer? Does
there's-
it have to be A&W or?
No, I'm not picky about the type of root beer, but there's just so much sugar in a root beer float that I'm like,
Yep.
and I also like in the middle of winter or fall, I'm not like, ooh, root beer float. Like a root beer float for me is like an experience. Like it has to be hot, and I have to be by like a lake or at a something. It can't just
The
be like
greatest root beer I've ever had. It was in New Jersey. Tom, you may have had it because you lived and worked in New York. Stewart's root beer.
Oh, God,
Same
yes.
thing like the A&W.
Yep.
I would buy it. They would have these like, basically, like what are the things the dogs, the St. Bernards wear around their neck?
Yeah.
Kegs.
Well, the big kegs.
Brandy, I think, was in there.
It would have been a keg this size. I think it was a 2-gallon keg. It was phenomenal. I'd tap that thing and just glub, glub, glub.
root beer's
In my youth, of course.
root beer's delicious. I love root beer,
Root beer is good.
but it's got an unbelievable amount of sugar in it.
Not if you get the diet root beer.
Ugh, absolutely
Except,
not.
you know what? You try to
No.
fill that at like a Culver's, it takes a half an hour because it's all foam.
Yeah,
get it out.
yeah. Well, because it's weird. I don't know. I like my sugar where I can see it, like real,
Yeah.
just sugar. That's why I like Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I'm like because
There's
it's just
plenty of sugar in that.
8,000 tablespoons
So-
of sugar in it.
Can you find sugar at the island you're at?
This is actually Lake Superior.
It is?
It is. I know. Doesn't
It
it
looks
look like
like
the
an
ocean?
island.
I know. Nope.
What's the green stuff? Is
That's
that
the North Shore. There's algae on the rocks.
Yeah, look at that.
that much algae?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Dan and I were at the North Shore. We camped this weekend, and we were sitting on these steps, and there was like so much algae on the rocks that we were sitting by, it looked like seaweed because the algae was so built up. It was really pretty.
Okay, Bob's got to go in a second. So I was just thinking about what you were talking about because I love the North Shore up there and all the rest of it. I was trying to think of a city that I've gone to in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, or the Dakotas that I didn't like. And I can't really think of. There must have been one, but I can't really think of one. I like all the small towns and all that.
I'll give you one that I didn't like.
Okay.
Baxter, because we went to a horse show there. People were very nice, but on their property that's in the middle of nowhere. Now, this is my hand, right? Imagine a 1 square foot and a half, not quite a foot. That's the only spot on that property I could get cell coverage on. It was non-existent anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I had to drive to Pine River. Within 15 minutes of Pine River, I finally had. It's like, my God, life has returned. That we're so dependent on it. But I mean, you got to have cell service.
These
that is
days, you
weird.
do. Everyone expects you to have cell service at all times.
And I didn't unless I found that 1 square foot and a half.
Alex, did you go to the Chinese Lantern when you were up in Duluth?
We did not. We didn't.
What?
We ate by the campfire. And
It's open again? The lantern's there?
Oh, was it closed? I didn't even know it closed.
I have no idea.
Oh, I think it burned down years
Chinese
We weren't
Lantern?
in Duluth. We were.
Well, I used to go to
More
Duluth
north.
all the time, and that's now been. I probably haven't been in Duluth in 10 years now, I bet. And I
No,
love
we went to Duluth.
Oh, no, we went for Christmas one year. We went up there early, not Christmas.
Oh yeah,
but-
there was that. And then Mom and I went to Duluth, and you showed up, remember, at dinner because you weren't going to go, and then all of a sudden you were there.
Oh, yeah.
The Chinese Lantern has been gone since 1994.
So
Oh, my God. Tom's
I
only
did not
30
go
years
there.
behind.
I did not go there because I've never been there.
I love the
because-
Chinese Lantern. Did it burn down, Andy?
Yep, just like Bob said.
Just like Bob said. Oh, man, that breaks my heart.
It was my go-to play. It made the trip to Duluth worthwhile
It
to
did.
go to the Lantern.
It absolutely
Food was
did. Why didn't they
phenomenal.
reopen? That's weird.
He said the owner retired. He was like, well, I had a good run. I'm done.
It was really good.
Yep.
That's all I know.
And hopefully
right.
he had insurance, got some good insurance.
That'd be
money out of
good.
it
That'd be good.
for retirement.
All right, Sandy, we will talk to you later on this week.
No, you won't.
I
week.
might.
Oh, you might.
I might
All
just
right,
call
we'll
you.
talk later on.
I'm just throwing it out
Let's
there.
go with that.
Informally.
All right, thanks, Sandy.
All right, see you guys.
Bob
Bye.
Sands for Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. We'll take a break, be right back, and wrap things up right after this. You're listening to me, your customers are listening to me, and they'll hear me promote your business. The Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everyone in between. With the broad reach of the show and passionate following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales.
Many car dealers try to create an extreme sense of urgency. Does anybody really buy it?
We gotta sell 100 cars by Saturday to get the boss off the roof. You'll never see these rebates again. And oh yeah, your trade will never be worth more.
Really? I asked Jim Paul from Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Valley GMC in Hastings his thoughts.
I don't even know what to say. I hope folks are smarter than that.
Has there really ever been a time when it was urgent?
Probably not, but this tariff environment might be a first. Valley has several hundred pre-tariff units on the ground. Who knows what's going to happen with the tariffs, but these are really safe buys. Going forward, Valley's committed to make whatever the situation is as painless as possible, like we've always done.
Where can we find you then?
Get them pre-tariff. Hurry, hurry, hurry. When they're gone, they're gone. And man,
At a Valley store in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Certainly not on a roof.
One of these days, I got to talk Jim Paul into coming on the show. I've asked him on the show a couple of times, and what a nice guy. You know, I know his son runs the business now and all the rest of it, but Jim Paul and I have been very, very good friends for about 35 years, and I think the
sweet.
world of the guy. He's just a good guy.
Good.
Don't you think?
I have never met him, but
Yep.
I'm going to trust you on this one.
Okay, what's the closing words you have?
Me?
Yeah, you get some, Andy gets some.
I don't know. I
No,
have
people
nothing
wanted to hear about how the parade went, which you
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Oh yeah,
But,
I would.
well,
not
I guess
know
you
that.
would have heard secondhand, I assume.
Yeah, I heard that it was 8 bajillion degrees.
Oh God, it was
Andy
so
was in a
hot.
terrible mood because he was hot.
Ethan also. He got overheated and he just went insane.
Yep,
the rest
I
of the
heard
day.
that he went absolutely insane.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, like we were in a car wash because we went to
Yep.
the grocery store and Ethan wanted to go to a car wash.
Yep.
And we decided to call Mom because she called us and I don't know, we needed to discuss something. And you know how kids will just sing and hum to themselves and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Ethan was doing that, but instead of singing or humming, he was just screaming the notes as loud as he possibly could.
Yep.
Just the entire time.
I would have been
And-
like, I'll call you later.
Oh, it's basically what we did. We were like, okay, well, we can't talk on the phone right now. And he was doing that until he went to bed. Just constantly screaming and just jumping on things. And
Oh boy.
yeah, he was, I don't know what it was. I think the
Maybe
heat just made him go
maybe
insane.
next year, if it feels like 106,
Yeah.
you and Ethan should skip the
Yeah,
parade.
I think so.
Is what I'm
Well,
thinking.
but he
or
loved
Ethan
being
could,
on the float. It's just that he couldn't handle
Well, it's
it.
just too hot. Well, just don't even tell him it's an option if it's hot.
Yeah,
you know,
we'll
just be
just-
like, sorry, we can't do it this year.
Nope. we're
Like,
not
it's
allowed.
not safe. I say that to my kids all the time because it's true. Like, it's not safe for kids. Because truly,
Yeah, when it feels like temperature
yeah, you could
is
pass
100
out,
degrees.
sitting there in the and
Yeah, that's
there's no
true.
shade when you're
No.
on a float. You're just in the middle of the street in the
and it's
sun.
at noon, so
Yeah, hottest part of the day. Yeah,
Yep,
it's just
sun is
sometimes
going-
you just have to be like, sorry, it's not safe.
Yeah, it was. And the parade itself went well. Melissa
Yeah, it was
and
a
I
good
walked
parade.
pretty much the entire way.
Yeah.
Because there were so many people on the float this time. I don't know why. Last year, I think there was one other kid there.
Yeah.
This time, I think there were 8 kids on the float,
Oh.
plus all the parents and all the. There was a couple of grandparents there.
Oh boy.
And there was a bunch of people who worked at the place. Shed and Fence is what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was a very packed float. And I jumped down to hand Colin off to Mom and Dad. And I just couldn't get back on. So I was like, I guess I'll just walk the rest of the route.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That was a good parade. It went very well. It's very hot.
I don't know why they have to have it on the hottest day of the year. Literally any other day would be great.
It's real hot.
But I think all parades should be done in October.
There you go.
Nice
wouldn't
and
be bad.
cool.
Yeah, Halloween parade.
Yeah, exactly. Have a Halloween parade. Why does it need to be Dog Days of Summer parade?
That is interesting. I don't know. I have to go get sage though.
All right, what's the name of your new Italian place in town?
Leonardo's.
Leonardo's. There you go. I can't wait to try that place. I loved it before, and all of a sudden that guy just disappeared.
Sure did.
Do you know
Mario?
whatever happened to him?
Nope.
He just disappeared.
I mean, Melissa pays attention to the whole Facebook page drama stuff, but
Oh boy.
I
She
don't
on
know.
the Watertown community page.
She sure is.
That's what Mike always is like. Did you look on the Bloomington community page? I'm like, I don't even know how to get into my Facebook. So no. He's
Yeah,
always like,
there
did you
you
see
go.
the latest drama? I'm like, no, I never do. I never have. What?
I know.
Because there's always drama.
Yep.
All right, that is going to do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Toodaloo.